What's going on, YouTube? Today I've got a really exciting knife review slash overview to bring for you guys. Uh, it's kind of bittersweet to a degree because the reason I'm rushing to get this video out for you guys is because this is actually already sold. This was a purchase that I made back in early February at the California Custom Knife Show in Los Angeles, and something that I picked up off of Nick Marshall of Maverick Concepts table. Pretty incredible piece. I spent a lot of time at his table during the show, just talking with him, picking up his knives, and getting an overall feel of the different models. And I have to say, they're all incredible and consistent, and his work is, you know, pretty crazy considering he's only been making knives, as far as I know, for maybe the last 6 or 7 years. Might have to do some research and add in a little note in my editing just to confirm that. But what I've got for you guys today is a pretty incredible piece coming in one of his custom 3D printed presentation boxes. Very, very cool to see. And as you can see, he uses a different color silver filament for his logo for Maverick Concepts, a little MC. And then let me just open this guy up so I can show you what you've all been waiting for. The Maverick Concepts Wren 3.3. So as you can see, this one is sporting some incredible Damascus. I'll show you that blade steel in just a second. A Zer-blasted or media blasted, glass blasted frame. Black and titanium hardware with a little bit of accent polishing around the holes of the pivot. That's a custom pivot as well. Also comes with a number 14 spanner that's been custom milled and machined, or I think he's just ground it down just to fit those holes perfectly. And then let me just grab the knife out and show you. He's done a really good job of cutting out the material for the foam. And then underneath here, you get COA. This is Wren 3.3 inch number 74 with Norris gator skin Damascus. It's a hand rub finish on that. He completed this just before the show, which I think was February 2nd. And then tie frame, black and tie hardware, and a zirconium clip signed by Nick Marshall. Put the rest of this away, stop teasing you guys, and actually show you what you've all been waiting for, the knife. So here it is, Wren 3.3. And in case you guys didn't know or didn't catch this already, but it is an integral, which means that the entire handle is made from one solid chunk of titanium. Solid chunk. And yeah, it's incredible what Nick has managed to do with this model in just a short period of time that he's been making knives. I think less than 10 years. The fit and finish on these things is really, it's up there with some of the best. And I can honestly say that, having handled hundreds and hundreds of knives at this point in my life. Centering is perfect. He managed to center the actual pattern, the material, really well as well, so you could see it's pretty even on both sides. There's some nice straight lines running through the spine of the blade. All right, it's been 4.5 minutes. I think I'm going to open this up now. Bam. Look at that. Like I said, hand rub Norris gator skin Damascus blade. And just that pattern just pops. Nice zirconium clip to accent the etch in that blade. And then what he's done with this handle pattern. All of the handles for the blades, and the blades I should say, the combinations were all different for the knives that he had on his table at the show. I think there were 6 of them available with similar, Damascus blades and then different variations of the blade and handle combos, because there were some different types of Damascus as well. But this one was a nice smooth, finish everywhere around, and then micro milling inside this window that also has a frag pattern, which is kind of cool, I think. There's actual like lines going, micro milling going all the way through that pattern as well. And then it's mirrored on both sides. And then the action, probably one of my biggest compliments to the maker, is that the action on every single one of his knives were so incredible that I had a hard time picking which one I wanted. And I had the pick of the litter. I could have bought any of the 6, but I ended up walking around and then coming back when there were only 3 left. And again, I was still happy to pick up any one of those 3. So nice flipper action on this guy. You can reverse flick it, which is kind of my preferred method. Thumb flick it, of course. And what I actually just recently discovered, yeah, you can front flip this guy. All right, so now that I've given you guys a pretty good look at it, let's kind of bring out some comparisons and maybe show you what it's like compared to some other knives that you may actually own or be able to purchase, considering this isn't really one of those knives that everybody has at home. It's not something that you're readily able to go out and purchase, although there are ways to get a hold of them, either through his Facebook group. He does lottos. There's also some available on the secondary market. Like I said, this one is sold, but they're out there, right? If you want to get a hold of them, you can comment below or DM me and I'll help you out. But something that a lot of you guys probably do have or may have at home is a Spyderco Delica. And as you can see, a little bit smaller than this one, than the Wren. I also have a CRJB Pyrite that I use all the time for just cutting up in boxes mostly. Again, the Wren's a little bit bigger. And then one of my favorite kind of budget EDC knives, the Civivi Vision FG. And as you can see, this one actually has some scratches on it because I use it a lot. But again, maybe right about the same size or a hair larger than the Wren. But one of the exciting things about the Wren, despite it being such a large knife, it kind of weighs nothing. So with this zirconium clip, integral, meaning there's a full backspacer going the entire length of the knife, right? This knife is coming in at 2.9 ounces. That's right, with a 3.3 inch blade and a zirconium clip, 2.9 ounces. Now let's see what the Civivi Snex Vision FG weighs by comparison. A little bit larger knife, 4.3 ounces. Granted, that's with steel liners and G10 scales, but no zirconium. Another super lightweight EDC knife that everyone touts. I'm not crapping on the Delica. I love the Delica. This one's actually in ZDP 189 with the British Racing Green scales, because as you can tell, I like green. 2.2 ounces. So yeah, no liners on this guy. It's literally, or sorry, not no liners, but no full liners, I should say. And it's a little smaller, so that one weighs less. Full steel handles. Yeah, this one's gonna weigh more, obviously. 3.7 ounces. But I just wanted to point out for you guys how crazy light this thing was for being such a full-size knife. Like, as you can see, full 4-finger grip. Nice purchase on there. I mean, it's just a perfect EDC size, and it weighs almost nothing, even with that added extra weight in the clip, which if you got one with a titanium or even a carbon fiber clip, you're probably pushing maybe 2.8 ounces if you're lucky. So really, really cool knife from Nick Marshall over at Maverick Concepts. I'm really excited to see what else he comes out with. I know he just introduced a new model, I believe the Spectrum, which is kind of apt because I think as a knife collector, some of us can kind of relate with that nomenclature. I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to collecting myself, so I can definitely relate. But I will say this is peak knife right here. I mean, if it didn't get any better from here, I would say that Nick is up there with, you know, the best of the best. But the thing is I know it's getting better because he just released that new Spectrum model, and I think that'll be my next purchase from Maverick Concepts. That's kind of why I sold this one. I want to go find me a Wharncliffe Wren because that's kind of what the Spectrum is. It's kind of like a Wharncliffe sheep's foot version of this knife. So thank you all for joining me and checking out this Wren 3.3 as I do my little final send-off as it goes out to its new owner tomorrow morning. But it was really cool to get to check this guy out, to talk to Nick, and I'm really excited to see where his knife making journey takes him. I know I'm going to be seeing him at shows in the future, and I'll probably be talking to him a lot more. This is not my last Maverick Concepts knife, so while it is bittersweet, I am excited for the new owner to get to check it out. So again, thanks for joining me, you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment below. What do you think about custom knives? Do you think that they need to be lightweight and practical, or do you think that they can kind of just do their own thing? This one, in my opinion, kind of competes with some of the lightweight EDC, you know, favorites out there. I mean, maybe these two aren't, you know, maybe the lightest weight, but I would rather have this than a bug out any day of the week. Now, the question for you is, are you going to use it? And that really is up for the new owner to decide, isn't it? So thanks again, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.